This is ASO Television News. I am Harisi Disiraju. The headlines. Presidency Defense Headquarters clarify reports on neutralization of ISWAP commander Abu Bilal Al-Manuki. FCT Minister Wiki orders free medical treatment for casualties of Abuja building collapse. Police confirmed death of 17 officers following terrorist attack on Nigerian Army Special Forces School, UB. And World Health Organization declares international health emergency after Ebola outbreak in DR Congo kills over 80. Another news in detail. The Presidency and the Defense Headquarters DHQ have clarified reports surrounding the neutralization of ISWAP commander Abu Bilal Al-Manuki following public debate over claims that the same individual had been declared killed in an earlier 2024 military operation. The clarification comes after a joint Nigeria-United States military strike on May 16, 2026, which reportedly eliminated the senior terrorist commander. Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, dismissed suggestions of inconsistency in earlier reports, explaining that references to the 2024 operation stemmed from mistaken identity. He said security agencies had earlier listed an individual with the same name among those reportedly killed during operations in the Brenungwari Forest Axis in Kaduna State, but later established that the attribution was incorrect. He added that intelligence now confirms that the Brenungwari theater was never within Al-Manuki's operational area, making the earlier assessment inaccurate. According to him, the latest operation was based on months of intelligence, surveillance and reconnaissance supported by communications monitoring and phone intercepts beginning in December 2025. Meanwhile, the Defense Headquarters also issued a formal statement addressing public concerns over name similarities, noting that confusion arose due to an earlier report referencing a similarly named terrorist commander allegedly killed in 2024. In its statement signed by Director of Defense Information, Major General Samaila Uba, the DHQ explained that the use of identical or similar names and aliases is common among ISWAP and Boko Haram fighters across the Northeast and Lake Chad Basin, often as part of deliberate efforts to obscure identities. It clarified that the Abu Bilal Al-Manuki killed in May 16, 2026 operation was positively identified through human intelligence and technical surveillance as a senior global operative within the Islamic State network with links to international terrorist financing and coordination across the Sahel. Now, the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has ordered free medical treatment for casualties from a 3-story building that collapsed in Abuja on Saturday, leaving 5 people dead. Mandate Secretary, FCT Health Services and Environment Secretariat, Dr. Adedulapo Fashawi, who disclosed this when she visited the site, noted that preliminary findings by the Standards Organization of Nigeria, SON, suggest that the developer may have compromised the quality of cement mixture used during construction. She urged residents and developers intending to build in the nation's capital to obtain the necessary approvals from the FCT Development Control before commencing construction. In a dramatic rescue operation, one of the victims was pulled out alive after spending more than 9 hours trapped under the debris. Dr. Fashawi, who was at the scene, personally attended to the survivor immediately after he was rescued before he was moved to the hospital for further treatment. The FCT Emergency Management Department, FEM, had said in a statement that the building behind Gudu Market was under construction when it collapsed at 8:30 a.m., killing 5 persons while 11 others sustained injuries. FEM, in the statement signed by the department's head of public affairs, Ms. Nkechi Isa, said that its search and rescue team had so far rescued 16 persons. It added that 11 of the survivors had been taken to the Federal Medical Center Abuja, Asokoro District Hospital and Maitama Hospital for treatment. In continued efforts to address the housing deficit in Nigeria, a real estate expert, Aloy Emeka, has called for a complete restructuring of the nation's housing sector through functional public-private partnerships, structured financing systems, and the use of indigenous building materials such as key drivers for tackling the country's housing crisis. He made the remarks during an exclusive interview with newsmen in Abuja on the state of the housing sector in Nigeria. The report.
Speaking on the state of Nigeria's housing sector, the housing experts blame the rising cost of construction, Weak institutions and dependence on imported materials for worsening affordability challenges as he called for the establishment of industrial hubs dedicated to the local manufacturing of building materials.
We've developed an ecosystem that sustains revenue for the estate and the landowners, that when you key into that estate, you key into that revenue system, that the premium from the revenue services your estate. And in years, when we do well, the estate will even pay you dividends. So we are doing all this to ensure we have a zero emissions estate, a green estate, a sustainable estate, and a smart estate. And we have gone to the advanced level that we even did a community sustainability model.
On the use of indigenous construction methods, Emeka stressed that African communities historically built durable housing systems before the adoption of Western technological patterns in housing construction.
We are concentrating the solution in Africa, but we are collaborating with different people across the world, like China. We don't just want to import from China. We want to bring China to Nigeria to come and help produce in Nigeria if we can get that low power, no tax, and no income, import duty zones approval from the government. Like places like India have perfected clay bricks. We're bringing them to see how we can maximize our clay without industrial manufacture, industrial power needs.
The real estate experts, popularly known as ACE China, also proposed a thrift-based housing model that would allow young Nigerians to gradually save towards home ownership through structured contribution systems.
Now, the incumbent chairman of Kwali Area Council and FCT chairman of the Association of Local Government of Nigeria, ALGON, Mr. Nladi Chia, and his counterpart from Buari Area Council, Mr. John Gabaya, have emerged winners of Saturday's APC primaries for Abuja South and Abuja North federal constituencies, respectively. Announcing the results in Abuja, the chairman of the FCT APC House of Representatives Primary Election Committee, Dr. Gugan Bantz, said Mr. Nladi Chia polled a total of 14,639 votes to defeat other contestants, while Mr. John Gabaya scored 13,539 votes to emerge winner of the Amak Buari federal constituency ticket.
Honorable Nladi Chia scored a total vote of 4,800 in Kwali. Then Honorable Abubakar Jibrin Giri scored a total of 29 votes. Dr. Yahaya Musa Mohammed scored a total vote of 105. Honorable Abdul Rahman Ajia scored a total vote of 190. In Kuje, Honorable Nladi Chia scored a total vote of 3,879 votes. Honorable Abubakar Jibrin Giri scored a total of 75 votes. Dr. Yahaya Musa Mohammed scored a total of 2,206 votes. Honorable Abdul Rahman Ajayi scored 116 votes. In Abaji Area Council, Honorable Nladi Chia scored a total of 1,741 votes. Honorable Abubakar Jibrin Giri scored a total of 93 votes. Dr. Yahaya Musa Mohammed scored a total of 1,254 votes. Honorable Abdul Rahman Ajayi scored 1,122 votes. John Shekwa Gabaya, having satisfied the requirement of APC constituency guidelines and scored the highest number of votes, is hereby declared the winner. Winner of the primary election, and he is returned elected.
The APC primary elections will continue on Monday with the central primaries to pick the party's candidate for a lone central seat of the Federal Capital Territory ahead of the 2027 general elections. More details in our subsequent bulletins. Now, the African Democratic Congress, ADC, has postponed its presidential and governorship screening exercise scheduled to hold on Saturday. A statement issued at the weekend by the party's National Publicity Secretary, Bolaji Abdullahi, said the exercise will now take place on Monday, May 18, 2026. According to the statement, the adjustment affects all aspirants seeking to contest for presidential and governorship tickets under the platform of the party. The statement said the new arrangement were made for some federal lawmaker aspirants from parts of northern Nigeria affected by insecurity, adding that the affected aspirants would now undergo their screening in Abuja instead of their earlier designated locations. The statement regretted any inconvenience the adjustment may have caused and appreciated the understanding and cooperation of all aspirants and stakeholders. Now, the Inspector General of Police, IGP Olatunji Rilwan-Disu, has visited Orire local government area of Oyo State following the recent attack and abduction incident reported in Ogbomoso Axis community in the early hours of Friday, May 15, 2026. The IGP expressed deep concern over the incident and extended condolences to the families of those who lost their lives during the attack. According to a statement issued by the Force Public Relations Officer, Force Headquarters Abuja, DCP Anthony Okun Placid, the IGP held a meeting with the Commissioner of Police Oyo State Command, CP Abimbola Ayodiji Olugbenga, and other security stakeholders during the visit. At the meeting, he received operational briefings on ongoing rescue efforts and security deployments across the affected communities. The IGP assured residents, parents, and guardians that the Nigerian Police Force, in collaboration with other security agencies, has intensified coordinated search and rescue operations, intelligence gathering, and tactical deployments aimed at securing the safe return of abducted victims and bringing the perpetrators to justice. The IGP further directed the deployment of additional tactical intelligence assets to strengthen ongoing operations in the area and adjoining forests. Now, the Nigerian Police Force has confirmed the death of 17 officers following a terrorist attack on the Nigerian Army Special Forces School in Buniyadi, Gujba local government area of Yobe State. The officers were reportedly undergoing specialized operational training at the institution when terrorists launched a coordinated attack on the facility in the early hours of May 8, 2026. Force Public Relations Officer DCP Anthony Placid, who disclosed this in a statement on Saturday, said the attackers stormed the training facility from multiple directions at about 1:15 a.m., leading to an intense confrontation during which the officers lost their lives. The police also noted that several personnel of the Nigerian Army were killed while repelling the attack. IGP Disu described the slain officers as courageous and dedicated personnel who demonstrated exceptional patriotism and commitment to national security through their participation in advanced counterterrorism and tactical training programs. He extended the condolences of the Nigerian Police Force to the families of the deceased officers, assuring them that the sacrifices of the fallen personnel would not be forgotten. As part of efforts to show solidarity, the Commissioner of Police in Yobe State, CP Usman Kamfani Jibril, visited the institution on behalf of the Inspector General of Police, where he commiserated with the Commandant of the school, Brigadier General A.C. Enuagu, officers of the Nigerian Army, and police personnel undergoing training at the facility. The IGP assured Nigerians that the police, in collaboration with the armed forces and other security agencies, would continue efforts to track down and bring those responsible for the attack to justice. Now, operatives of the Inspector General of Police Intelligence Response Team, IRT, have arrested 13 suspects and rescued 30 Malian nationals in a transnational human trafficking and fraud syndicate operating between Nigeria and other West African countries. The IRT, led by DCP Adamu Muazu, apprehended the suspect following a coordinated 17-day intelligence-led operation. Parading the suspect at the IRT headquarters in Abuja, the force spokesman, DCP Anthony Okun Placid, said the operation followed a petition from the Association of Malian Citizens in Nigeria over the disappearance of several nationals under suspicious circumstances.
This is a case of transborder human trafficking, criminal conspiracy, obtaining money under false pretenses, unlawful detention, and stage kidnapping for ransom currently under investigation by the Nigerian Police Force. The investigation into this case commenced following a formal petition submitted to the Nigerian Police Force by the Association of Malian Citizens in Nigeria regarding the disappearance of several Malian nationals within Nigeria under suspicious circumstances.
According to him, the investigation uncovered a sophisticated transnational trafficking and fraud network operating within the Federal Capital Territory and neighboring communities. The first public relations officer said the syndicate allegedly lured victims from Mali, Gabon, and other West African countries with promises of travel opportunities to Europe, particularly Spain, or high-paying jobs in Nigeria. He said victims were made to pay about 120,000 naira as transportation and processing fees upon arrival, after which they were taken to residential apartments in Mararaba and Kadu in Nasarawa State. Placid further explained that victims who could not pay were allegedly forced into state kidnapping schemes where they were made to contact relatives and fake abduction scenarios in order to demand ransom payments. You are watching ASU Television News. You can watch us live on DSTV channel 392, also on StarTimes TV channel 127 and Free TV channel 507. We are also on UHF band channel 38. Still to come, World Health Organization declares international health emergency after Ebola outbreak in Congo kills over 80. Stay with us for details of this and more stories after the break.
Stand up slowly.
Wura Adeleke abducted my friend Tununu.
Rest in peace, Tununu.
Man from skin.
I will break this thing for him. Talk now. So it is dead.
The patient is having intraoperative seizure.
Eba mi wa ọmọ mi. Mi ò lè dá ṣe.
I'm sorry, but she's gone.
To Koinsola Adeleke, the new CEO, Frontline Gold Line.
Thanks for staying with us, and the news continues. It was a moment of joy, love, and togetherness as friends, well-wishers, and colleagues gathered to celebrate the birthday of the diplomatic correspondent of the Abuja Broadcasting Corporation, Joy Ani. The report.
The celebration began with a discussion session featuring media practitioner and gender and disability advocate Amanda Ezekwe Okogu, alongside transformational education leader and capacity building strategist Osaze Joshua Obaseki. The discussants spoke on issues relating to marriage, self-development, gender matters, and personal growth.
It's family-oriented, and you're marrying someone who is not family-oriented, there will be a problem. So always know what you want, when you want it, and what you want to use it for.
You are powerful. You have the power in you to make anything happen. I want to believe that most of us here are Christians and we also have Muslims. For Christians, God himself said that whatever we think and desire that we want to do, we can achieve it.
The atmosphere was filled with excitement as guests joined the celebrant to mark another year of life and accomplishment. The gathering attracted colleagues from the media industry, close friends, and family members, many of whom described Joy Ani as a dedicated professional with a calm and admirable personality.
She's a purposeful person, and whenever you meet her, she already have her way planned out. She knows what she wants. She knows how to go about what she wants. Joy is a very loving person. She's someone who gives her all when she's interested in anything. Anyway, she's around. She makes the place lively, and that's why we are here to celebrate with her.
She's a go-getter. That's one thing that fascinates me about her. Happy birthday, Joy. Many more happy years to you.
For the celebrant, the occasion was symbolic, providing an opportunity to reflect on past achievements while looking forward with hope and optimism to greater accomplishments in the future.
So I'm looking ahead, me achieving more, getting better in what I do, going globally, getting global visibility, and then giving back to people, especially children, it's one thing I love to do. So yes, this year and ahead of the future, I'm going to be doing that.
Oluchi Jacinta Okori. ASO Television News.
Wishing our amiable Joy Annie a cheerful birthday. And the news continues. In commemoration of the World Family Doctor Day, the Society of Family Physicians of Nigeria, SOFPON, has carried out a health outreach for community members in the Shapi community of the FCT. Our reporter Richard Alechenu Anyebe was at the event and now completes the story.
As part of its corporate social responsibility, the Society of Family Physicians of Nigeria is here in the Shapi community of the Abuja Municipal Area Council to provide free medical services to families. The medical services included free health checkups, health education, medications, consultations, and screenings. Chairman of SOFPON in the FCT and KEFI, Dr. Ngozi Mamelu, spoke on what informed the outreach.
So today we are here to mark our World Family Doctor Day. It's part of the activities that we are taking on as to commemorate the World Family Doctor Day. So today we are in the Shafe community where we are offering free medical services to the underserved. We are bringing health to the doorsteps of Nigerians. So this community, we identified them last year, and then we were quite overwhelmed when we saw the number of malnourished children, malnourished pregnant women, and then we made a promise. Society of Family Physicians made a promise. We said we're going to come back this year better and bigger, and that is why we are here.
On her part, the founder and executive director, Create That Change Development Initiative, Mrs. Sharon Ayeni, whose organization partnered with SOFPON on the outreach, highlighted their mission at the event.
We are an NGO. We reach out to children and young people. We're committed to changing the outcomes for children in education and general well-being. So we go into primary schools. We construct toilets so the children have a safe place to use. We refurbish libraries, provide books and desks for schools.
A radiographer under the FCT Tuberculosis and Leprosy Control Program, in collaboration with SOFPON, Ekana Enene with his team carried out a free chest X-ray for community members using an AI system for the results. The village head of Shape Village, Chief Yakubu Kuruzi, as well as the lead imam for the Shape Community Mosque, Imam Musa Dawood, who spoke on behalf of beneficiaries, bear their minds on how they feel about the outreach.
We're happy. Our happy is that help, when they come, they help us. Even last year, we don't come. I talk with them and I pray for them. I say, may God add for them. One day, we ourselves, we can say for here, saying that don't come building hospital for us.
Oh, this is fantastic because this, if I could remember, this is the second time the organization will be coming to this place, and they are well received. I think this one is even looks better organized.
From the Shape community under AMAC, I am Richard Alechenu Anyebe reporting for ASO Television News.
Now in business, Accountant General of the Federation, Dr. Shamsuddin Babatunde Ogunjimi, has urged stakeholders in the Integrated Personal and Payroll Information System (IPPIS) to critically review the implementation and develop strategies to enhance efficiency, transparency, and accountability in public payroll administration. The AGF in Abuja, during the opening ceremony of a 3-day retreat on IPPIS implementation, explained that this is part of the ongoing effort to deepen stakeholders' understanding of the platform and improve its operational effectiveness. A statement issued by the Director of Press and Public Relations to the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation, Mr. Bawa Mukwa, indicates that the retreat was designed as a strategic forum for participants to assess the performance of IPPIS and identify practical measures to strengthen payroll management across the federal public service. Speaking, Dr. Ogunjimi highlights that the retreat was structured to evaluate the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats associated with the implementation of the system, while also promoting stronger collaboration and a shared sense of responsibility among stakeholders. In his remarks, the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Mr. Tayo Ogwedele, described the retreat as both timely and significant, saying it provides an important opportunity for reflection, evaluation, and continuous improvement. While pointing that IPPIS remains one of the federal government's most impactful public sector reform initiatives, citing its role in reducing payroll leakages, eliminating ghost workers, strengthening personal data integrity, and promoting fiscal discipline, he reaffirmed the federal government's commitment to deepening public financial management reforms through digital transformation and transparency. Now, an Ebola outbreak in the Democratic Republic of Congo has killed more than 80 as authorities warned there was no vaccine for the strain in a crisis that the World Health Organization declared an international health emergency on Sunday. The Africa Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC Africa, in an update on Saturday said a total of 88 deaths and 336 suspected cases of the highly contagious hemorrhagic fever have been reported. The Geneva-based WHO said early on Sunday the outbreak caused by the Bundibugyo strain of Ebola constituted a public health emergency of international concern, the second highest level of alert under international health regulations. The Global Health Body warned that the true scale of the number of cases and spread was not clear, but stopped short of declaring a pandemic emergency, the highest alert level introduced in 2024. Medical aid group Doctors Without Borders, MSF, said it was preparing a large-scale response, calling the rapid spread of the outbreak extremely concerning, in warnings echoed by authorities. DR Congo's Health Minister Samuel Roger Kamba said the Bundibugyo strain, which has no vaccine, has a very high lethality rate which can reach 50%. Ebola, believed to have originated in bats, can cause severe bleeding and organ failure and spreads from person to person through bodily fluids or exposure to the blood of an infected person, who becomes contagious only once they display symptoms. The incubation period can last up to 21 days. Now, the People's Republic of China has reaffirmed that there is no room for two Chinas, insisting that there is only one Chinese government. This position was restated at a media salon themed One China Principle concept, organized to emphasize that Taiwan is an integral part of China and should not be regarded as a sovereign state. Our correspondent Joy Ani reports.
China says its position on Taiwan remains firm, stressing that the island belongs to one China regardless of differing global narratives. The One China principle dates back to 1949, when Beijing declared Taiwan part of a unified China under the People's Republic. The position was later reinforced in the 1972 U.S.-China Shanghai Communique and has remained central to China's Taiwan policy.
The One China principle is the universal consensus of the international community. Rooted in solid historical facts and legal grounds, the One China principle is further affirmed by UN resolutions, i.e., Resolution number 2758. In diplomatic practices, the authority of the resolution is reflected in the correct positions, policies, and actions on Taiwan-related issues by the UN General Assembly, UN specialized agencies, and many UN member states. The One China principle has become acknowledged norms and common sense of all countries, as well as a solemn commitment made by the diplomatic partners to respect China's sovereignty and territorial integrity. Currently, 183 countries, including Nigeria, have established and developed diplomatic relations with China on the basis of One China principle. There is no such thing as two Chinas or one China, one Taiwan.
Counselor at the Chinese Embassy in Nigeria, Dong Hailong, also said China expects all sectors of Nigerian society to continue to uphold the One China principle in their engagements. Also speaking at the event, Professor Sherif Gali Ibrahim, Provost of the Anti-Corruption Academy of Nigeria and Director of the Center for Contemporary China-Africa Research, described the One China principle as the bedrock of China's diplomatic relations worldwide.
It is abhorrible for an individual to be in a place where he's not needed. And that is what exactly happened with the Taiwanese leader, Lai Ching-te, because he traveled to Africa when he's not needed in Africa. He secretively and secretly entered Africa without even a presidential jet, but in a chartered plane. And this in international relations, we call it theft-like diplomacy, theft-like visitation to the kingdom of Eswatini. I agree, even the military should remain the way they are. Everything in Taiwan should remain intact the way it is, except the issue of foreign policy, which has to be conducted and organized by the central government of the People's Republic of China.
According to the speakers, the One China principle maintains that there is only one sovereign state called China. Taiwan is an inalienable part of Chinese territory, and the People's Republic of China remains the sole legal government representing all of China. They also stressed that the policy rejects the concept of two Chinas or one China, one Taiwan. Joy Annie, ASO Television News.
Now, talking about birthdays, today also happens to be my son's, C.D. Suraj Harris' birthday. I wish him Allah's protection and guidance as he marks his 4th year on his life's journey. Now, that's the bulletin. But before we go, let's take a look at one of our major stories. President Tinubu has advised APC members to shun do-or-die politics ahead of 2027 elections. That's the bulletin. I am Harris C.D. Suraju. Thanks for watching.